Dre here, Harrison Family Values, and I wanted to talk about something. I'm going to try to be as non judgmental as possible, although I will be sharing some judgments, but I'm not going to be condemning anyone to any specific place. As you know, I'm a Christian, and I talk about issues and from a biblical perspective. And I'll also be a little transparent here and vulnerable, let you guys in a little bit about my past as well. You see the title, you see the thumbnail. Derrick Jaxn recently uploaded or uploaded a post to Instagram announcing the divorce of him and his wife. And for many people, this was problematic. Some people said they saw it coming. But a year ago, a little over a year ago, oh yeah, maybe 2 years ago during the pandemic, Derrick Jaxn was caught cheating. And he and his wife at the time, I think they're still currently married, went on Instagram, went on social media, and they uh, together, Derrick Jaxn confessed to his indiscretions within the marriage. And he apologized. He did this whole video. He even did a video reacting to his video with his wife, which I thought was cringe. But I understand the premise behind why he did it because he created a brand around trying to build healthy relationships between men and women. And he targeted women in a sense. I guess he would call it encouraging women and essentially to stay away from men like him, not to be married to men like him, to avoid men like him, which is why he reacted to the video that he recorded and uploaded with his wife. This is not an indictment on his wife or anything like that. We know that, I will say this, she was on Instagram recently, and I believe within her hearts of hearts, she loves Jesus and she really wants to serve God. I really believe that. I think that publicly how she's going about doing it is wrong. She did something that's extremely unbiblical by cursing people with specific curses. Knowing the Bible doesn't tell us to do that. The Bible says that vengeance is the Lord's, so we don't have to do anything or lift up a finger toward any of our enemies. God will handle it. In fact, we are called to pray for them because I firmly believe this. Probably the only effective way to defeat an enemy is to make the enemy your friend. Okay? Because even if you kill your enemy, you will always consider that person your enemy. Only way enemies are really defeated is if you're able to make that enemy a friend. My goal for my enemies is to pray for them in hopes that they will come to know the Lord. That's me. All right. And I find that in the Bible and that's biblical. And I try to be consistent with that. But in her situation, she's out there. And let's be honest. A lot of people have been speaking ill about her and her husband and her family. They've been calling her stupid. They've been calling her names because she didn't leave him. And she probably got to the point where dealing with all the stress of a cheating husband, the social media world coming at her, leaving horrible comments, people constantly comparing her to other women out there. I even saw a post of somebody negatively speaking about her, saying, "Look at her, she." Talking about her looks and her appearance and all that stuff. And I thought that like really messed up. Like she's going through a lot mentally, right? So of course, not of course. So her outlet has been going on social media, recording videos, things like that. And that video of her cursing those who are speaking against her and her family was out of pocket, not biblical, and not something that we should be doing in the body of Christ. God will condemn those who do that. So my recommendation for you guys is to stay away from doing that. The Bible is not a book of curses. The Bible is not a spell book that you can cast spells on other people. In fact, the Bible is a book of instruction for yourself to read so that you can make changes in your life, not the other way around. So, with that being said, Derrick Jaxn has been caught out there with other women recently, and I feel bad for the family because he came out here. He had this whole thing about repenting and getting closer with the Lord and his family. But it's very difficult to come back from infidelity in a marriage. Extremely difficult. But it doesn't look like his wife was the one who initiated the divorce. It was Derrick Jaxn. It seems like he initiated the divorce. Now you see the title in the thumbnail, and I'm going to try to put together how, at the end of the day, the grass isn't greener. And I've said this before in another video that I did with Tia Mowry. Tia Mowry wanted to divorce her husband because she was no longer happy and she wanted to find happiness. Derrick Jaxn, like Tia Mowry, except the fact that he cheated, was out looking for happiness in other places instead of finding happiness within himself. Derrick Jaxn, Derrick Jaxn needs the same heat that Tia Mowry received, if not even more, if not more, because it didn't come out that Tia Mowry cheated. She just wanted to leave her husband, the father of her children, the family that she created with him. She wanted to leave him for happiness. But this guy stepped out of that family, stepped out of his wife, hoping to find happiness, and cheats on his wife again, to find happiness. And that's a problem, especially if you go out there and you have this brand about relationships and you telling women what they should and shouldn't be looking for in a man, and you're the very one that you're speaking about. But I wanted to show you guys, and people have showed this already on their Instagram pages or in the videos. I'm gonna show it to you guys real quick. Derrick Jaxn's IG post announcing the divorce. And I think it's also cringe that couples who are announcing divorces, because Megan Good and I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Ah, man, Pastor. Megan and Megan Good's husband. I forgot. It just slipped out my mind. So I charged it to my head and my heart. Did the very same thing where they posted a picture together to announce their divorce. Right? They were not happy together, and and this is one of the problems with divorce today because we glorify it. Corey, no, Corey Hodrick is what's going on, Chavis? Corey Hodrick is Tia Mowry's husband. I'm talking about Megan Good's husband. I can't believe I slipped his name. I can't believe it. But either way, and thank you guys so much for watching live. If you have not done so yet, hit the like button. If you're watching the replay, hit the like button for me. Greatly appreciate it. It'll allow YouTube know to share this video out to others who may want to see this kind of content. Devon Franklin, thank you so much, Chavis. Devon Franklin. Hey, what's going on? Oops. Thank you so much for catching the live. All right. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, Devon Franklin, right? And they did the very same thing. And so we live in a society where divorce is glorified. There's even people out there that have divorce parties as if divorce is something to be celebrated. Divorce is never to be celebrated. It's not. Even if you're in an abusive situation, it's tragic. Tragic that you were in an abusive situation, therefore you had to get a divorce. It's not something that we celebrate, and we shouldn't celebrate it in society. We tend to celebrate the very things that break up families today, and then we wonder why families and society is so messed up. It's so messed up. Now, watch this. Let me read this over. Over the past several months, my family and I have gone through many changes. Some of you have speculated, while others of you have reached out to offer support as we privately establish this new normal for ourselves and our beautiful children. Earlier this year, after much prayer, counseling, and deep consideration, we decided to go our separate ways and file for divorce. Making the decision to file was one of the hardest decisions of my life, but I found peace knowing that our mission of raising healthy children, starting with healthy and whole parents, is still being accomplished. From falling in love as just teenagers to becoming spouses and now co-parents, as if that's a progression that we should be looking for. Becoming spouses and then co-parents, like that's not the progression that we should desire. I'm grateful for the years we've spent together and wouldn't trade them for anything. I was blessed to have such an amazing person in my life and will forever be thankful for all she's meant to our family. We ask that if you pray, to please pray for us as we navigate this grieving process. If not, please respect our privacy. I'm not here to speculate what happened in their marriage. I'm here to talk about how divorce should never be celebrated. And if you're looking for happiness and greener grass in somebody else's yard, you're doing the wrong thing. Doing the wrong thing. Okay. I I honestly feel for his wife. I do. Because, and now this is when I'm going to open up to you guys and become a little vulnerable. I have a beautiful family, three beautiful children. I currently have a very beautiful and amazing wife, gorgeous. But in 2012, after 10 years of marriage, well, like legally, almost yay, almost 14, almost almost 14 years of marriage. It was going on 14 years of marriage legally. Um, I got a divorce. We were together, me and the mother of my children, my ex-wife. We were together for 10 years before she left, and it was not an easy thing. And I didn't glorify the fact that I was getting a divorce. In fact, I didn't want that stigma of being a divorced man. I didn't want that. I wanted at the time my family to work out, but I realized that after a couple of years of trying to fight for my family and fight to win my wife back, my ex-wife back, there was nothing I could do, nothing I can do at all, right? And we live in a time where divorce has become so normalized that it's now celebrated. We're now putting posts on our Instagram feeds, making these announcements, and then having a little blurb about the progression. Like we met as teenagers, and now then we were married, and now we're co-parents. Like that's not a progression that we should be glorifying. It's not. And coming from a man who made probably millions off of being a relationship coach and things like that, um, and then not being able to be faithful to his wife is also problematic as well. Um, some may say, that even me, I'm trying to be a relationship coach, and I'm not really trying to be it. I went to school and got a master's in marriage and family counseling so that I can help couples who are going through marital problems to help them come through it on the other side with the relationship intact. That was my goal for going to school and getting my master's because I didn't have that help when I was going through my divorce, right? So I wanted to be a support to other people. But no marriage is perfect, no relationship is perfect. However, the only type of marriage and relationship that grows is the one that you water, the one that you water. And it's hard to water your relationship if you're giving water to somebody else, especially if that water should only be going to your wife or your husband. Very difficult. Now, uh, his wife definitely is a praying woman. I don't deny that. I can't. There's no way I could. She's on her Instagram, and she be praying up a storm, right? But when you have a spouse who has not truly repented and and isn't really trying to be a faithful husband and an example to the children, this is the result. This is the result. I'm not here to talk about him being a narcissist either. I know people are out there saying, "Oh, he's a narcissist." That's neither here nor there for me. My thing is the whole glorification of divorce and how we present it when we are public figures. Not me. Nobody know me, but when we are public figures, how we glorify it, how we say things like "I've graduated from my marriage," how we say things that we discussed it and we decided to go our separate ways. We don't value family anymore. We don't value marriage, right? And look at every single successful society or even community. You know what they tend to have? Faithful marriages, faithful marriages. But we want to deny certain things like that. Like, no, no, that's not true. Look at it. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. But we're living in a broken society today. That's because we glorify broken families. Broken families. And this may come off judgmental. And this has nothing to do with the child, right? Nothing to do with the child itself. But we have more celebrations for children born out of wedlock than we do for children born in marriages. Now, mind you, I'll go to a baby shower and support because That's the child had nothing to do with the act of being born out of wedlock. That has nothing, like the child didn't choose that. But we glorify that even more. We celebrate that even more, even more. We celebrate the singleness of women and the independence of women, and we put down women that want to be faithful and loving wives. And on the flip side, we celebrate the singleness of men, and men playing the field and doing their thing and being alphas and exercising options. But then we clown the man that wants to be a faithful husband. You guys don't see how twisted we have become as a society. You guys don't. You guys really don't see it. Broken families. We got kids confused about who they are, what they should be doing in life. They don't have the consistent guidance of their biological fathers. They're looking to other people for guidance. We're losing the battle for our families. We're losing. Single mothers often cry because they're doing life alone, but they're pressured into doing that. And only because it's celebrated today. It's celebrated today. We're losing the battle. You know what? One of the scariest verses I've ever read in the Bible? It reads like this: and everyone did what was right in their own eyes. Imagine that. Imagine everybody doing what is right in their own eyes. Doesn't it seem like that's the direction that we're going in, at least in America, the United States of America? To live by a standard is wrong today. To live by values is wrong today. To say, I'm not going to cheat on my wife, right, is you not being a man who is able to exercise your option because you should be able to. You being a wife, faithful, right, is being a clown because you are giving your life up for, or your career up for your family, for your legacy. The real clowns are those who think that they can live life, do whatever they want, right, and expect to have a solid family. We live in a time now. Here's the thing. Everybody talk, and this is one of those hot words today. Trauma, trauma, trauma. Everybody's talking about trauma. Everybody's talking about healing. There's so much of that talk going around. Trauma, healing. People are hurt. People are going through things. People got to deal with their trauma. People got to get healed because people are hurt. A cycle, right? A cycle. And we got people out there talking this talk that are causing hurt and trauma to other people, right? You got the people out there who are willing to throw out this word trauma in order to shame somebody else. For instance, a woman who wants to be a wife or a stay-at-home mom, they'll clown her and saying that she's dealing with trauma because she must have had a dictator dad who, made her think that this was okay. No, it's values. It's values. Or the flip side to this is you could be a single mom, right? You could be a woman, a career woman, right? Get into your later ages and decided that you want a child. Now buy you buy, actually pretty much you buy a child, right? Or you buy all that stuff. You buy a child or you have a child, right? You don't stay with the child's father. You raise this child all by yourself. This child grows up wondering who's the other side of him or her. Now you're putting the seed of trauma in them. And you probably talking about how all these men out there, are dealing with trauma, so they can't be good to me. But you can't be good to your own children, even though you think you are. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. The ones who talk about healing, right, and other people needing to heal are the same ones causing trauma on other people. Listen, listen, we have to get to a place again where family is the priority in our lives, not a career, not how much money we can make, not how much is in our bank, not how big our houses are and how many cars that we can drive in. what luxury cars we can obtain. That none of that stuff really matters because none of that stuff will be yours after you die. You know what will be yours? Your good name. You know who carries your good name? Your legacy, your children, your family. We spend so much time chasing things that don't matter. Mr. Jackson is chasing happiness when really what he needs to do is find joy and contentment in what he established as a man. And that's his family, his wife, his kids. Maybe they did come to this conclusion together. Maybe. But it's not to be celebrated, it's to be mourned. And he said it right at the end of it. He said, please respect them as they're dealing with this loss and as they mourn the situation. Because the breakups are hard to deal with. It's just like the loss of a relationship, similarly to those who have passed away. People mourn. I've mourned relationships. I've been responsible for other people mourning relationships. It's not easy. It's not easy. But you can save that mourning by working and being content, working on and being content in the relationship that you currently have. Because the grass is not greener. It's not. So I appreciate everybody for watching this video. And I'm being completely honest here, like for real. For those of you guys who are praying, pray for um, Jackson family, pray for the Mowry family. Just pray for marriages in general because we're losing this battle in society, and people would rather live in their trauma, masking as if they're healing and causing trauma for everybody else, than actually do the work of healing. Actually, do the work of healing. Hopefully, we can make a difference. Hopefully, I can help to make the difference. But it's hard. It's hard. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you made it this far and have not liked the video, please do me a favor, hit the like button. And and if you have not subscribed to the channel, by subscribing, you will be joining the Harrison Extended Family. That's what we call our family here at Harrison Family Value. So you'll be part of the Harrison Extended Family. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. And if you would like to support the channel financially, we have a couple of things happening in the next couple of years. And if you see this little glitch happening in my screen, it's because the graphics card on my computer is going. Yeah, it's going. I have to get a new computer. I have to update. It's an i7. It's a decent machine. I had it for a couple of years now, but it's a laptop, right? Pretty strong, but I really need to get a new machine strong enough to output video nicely through live stream and to edit as well. It takes hours for me to render 4K video, but that'll come. That'll come. But if you would like to support the channel financially, help us continue with upgrades and getting good content out there for you guys, you can do so a couple of ways. You can join the Patreon by going to patreon.com/ Harrison Family Values. You can click the join button down below somewhere here and join the Harrison Family through memberships. Or if you look down below, we have some merch for sale. You can pick up some merch, support the channel that way. That's one of the best ways because you get to support the channel and you get something in return, right? You don't have to just give me anything. If you want to, there could be an actual exchange there as well. So, guys, I greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry for everybody that's in the chat. I see you all. Art Hughes, I see you, Chavis. I see you, my boy Brandon. Oops, Clement Gray. I see you all. Oh, my sister Chelsea's live line. Everybody's in the chat, man. I thank you guys so much for being here. But I'm going to be done. I got to go do some grading. So until the next upload or live stream, I'm out.